Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Great.
Okay. Let's see. We're just double checking our logins here.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what we're learning today, but I'm going to tell you those blonde results you sent me. That's going to be a hot item.
The blonde results. Which ones do you mean?
That clay
Let's
lightener.
look, let's look on YouTube. Oh, yeah. Aren't they amazing?
Amazing. Beautiful.
right. Can you see us? Can you see us?
I want to see a picture of you.
Okay, here we go. Here's Erica. All right.
Morning.
All right.
Uh-oh. Where'd you go? There you are. Good
Hi,
morning.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, can I get the bottles? Oh, yeah.
The bottles.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Did we check on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
We're good.
Okay.
What's the topic today? Today is perms.
Perms.
Good morning.
Yay.
Good morning, Risa. Sorry, just a little nervous this morning. Bit hot in here, hot flashes. Anyone else? It's all me. All right, it's all me. Let's go ahead and get this live going. My name is Erica. I am coming to you from Natulique, Texas. I am a stylist of 21 years, and I've been working for Kelly and Brandy at Headcase for 4.5 years now. So I have had my toes in the Natulique pool for quite a while, and I am probably one of the most seasoned stylists at Headcase with perms. So I am here to talk to you about the Natulique curl, straighten, and smoothing system that they have. Perms are a great way, and they are very much making a comeback here in 2023, 2024 to add volume and texture to the hair. With Natulique, they are very much staying true to who they are as far as the ingredients that they put into the product. So the curl system is 100% cyclocholate free. It is 100% ammonia free, and it is 100% paraben free. So all of the things that you love about Natulique, they have brought into their curling system, and it is an amazing line. They use certified organic ingredients. As with everything they do, the perms contain fruit acids and plant proteins. They are also not tested on animals. And the Natulique curl system matches the natural level of pH at a level 7. So it is not acid, it's not alkaline, it is right in the middle, right where it needs to be to help keep the integrity of the hair. I am talking really fast. Okay, I'm going to slow down a little bit. The Natulique curl system is a little bit different than the traditional, more Americanized system, as it has a 3-step solution process to the perms itself. First being the solutions. There are actually 3 of them. I have 2 of them here with me today. The solutions, the soft one, the soft system is going to be for those clients that might be more hair compromised. Also clients that have highlighted hair. So it's going to be a much more gentle system. The medium curl wave solution is going to be for your color treated or your previously permed clients. And then the strong wave solution is going to be for your thicker clients, clients that have the hair, the density of, not the density of the hair, the thickness of the hair strand being thicker, being more resistant, as well as for your resistant clients. So the clients possibly with gray hair that take a while on old systems to perm, where you have to process and continually check on the hair, and 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. That's where you're going to use your strong solution. I would say most of the time for myself, we're using the medium and strong solutions for our clients. Since the Natulique does not use ammonium thioglycolate, it has been replaced by cysteine HCl. So it's an amino acid, and that's what's going to go into the hair shaft and open it up. Where in old traditional perms, you have the ammonia that goes in and opens up the hair shaft. This one uses cysteine HCl, which is, again, an amino acid, and it's a plant-based amino acid. The next step is going to be your neutralizer. So this is going to be going on directly after the solution has processed for a bit of time. It's 20 minutes. The neutralizer goes on, and the neutralizer has 2 functions within its function. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to stop the solution from processing. So in past experiences, you would take the client back to the shampoo bowl, you would rinse them out, hence just rinsing off the solution, but never actually stopping the solution from doing what it's doing. So if you don't have a good rinse, that client could potentially end up with a frizzy perm because there's still solution left in the hair. So what your neutralizer is going to do is going to stop that process from occurring, as well as it starts to rebond the disulfide bonds. It goes back in and starts to harden those bonds to form your curl pattern. After you rinse that out, you then have your stabilizer. Your stabilizer is going to act as a mini keratin. It's kind of the function of it. It's a mini keratin, it's a bond builder, and it's going to help smooth down the cuticle and help to re-strengthen the hair from you breaking it down in the other processes. Thank you, Kelly. Does anybody have any questions at this point? I'm not seeing any popping up yet, so just pop in if you have anything or any questions at the moment. Are we good?
I think they moved it.
This is my first time going live here, so we're trying to find where all the little chats are. There we are. Okay, perfect. Nope, that's good. I can see that. Perfect. Where's that gonna go? Perms. I have done, you name it, perms, from beauty school, the teeny tiny little perm rods because the little women want their shampoo sets to last, to the uber soft body waves. With Natulique, you can achieve all of those looks. You can go, we have a lot of young men trending in the perm category lately, whether it is for their mullet or they just want the top crown perm, doing a partial perm on there. We have seen a big increase in that area. I was going to go into the steps of the perm. I think I'm going to skip around and actually change my my little thing. I am going way too fast. I'm going to go back and go into the consultation on perms themselves, because just like any service, whether it's color or highlights, your consultation is going to be key. And knowing what your client has done in their hair, we are still finding a lot of people coming into the salons that are still doing home hair, that had a friend do it during COVID. And if their hair is long, We are only 3 years out of COVID. So that hair is literally only, what, 18 inches long? That's really not that long when you're talking hair history. So consultation is key, whether someone's done the home hair, henna, box color, they bleached it themselves. If they've gone to a professional stylist, you still need to look at the hair, the integrity of the hair, what the hair do. If you are questioning yourself at any point in the consultation, do a test curl. Apply some of the solution and see what the hair is going to do. Just like you would do a test strand, if someone is wanting to go from dark to light, you need to see what that hair can do and how it can hold up. My rule of thumb is if I'm not going to highlight that person's hair, I'm not going to perm their hair. How long? Longevity of a perm. How long can you get a perm to last? Again, that's going to come down to the condition of the hair. How well are they treating their hair? What products are they using in their hair? Because if they're not supporting the service that you're doing, it's not going to last. Most perms will last 3 to 6 months, depending on how you treat it. The aftercare for Natulique Perms is going to be the Color Shield family, shampoo, conditioner, and then the styling product to help support the look that they're going for. If the client's going to be blowing out their hair, if they're going to wear it natural, those are the things that you want to recommend to those clients to go home with, because nothing worse than doing this amazing job, whether it's color balayage perm, and them not finishing and taking care of it when they get back home. So the Color Shield family, of course, are my favorite go-to with any chemical service, especially a perm. I love to send my clients home with the volume shape mousse to help enhance and style. It's lightweight and contains the B5, so it helps to add shine to the hair and strengthen the hair from within, as well as the curl cream, which is anti-humectant. I have Kelly running everywhere for products right now. The curl cream is actually another one of my favorites because it can be a curl enhancer, and it can also act as a blowout cream to smooth down those ends because it is anti-humectant. It will help block the humidity and leave your blowout, even following a perm, looking shiny and healthy. And a fun one to do is actually to combine these two instead of layering one and then the other, is to combine them both, and you'll use a lot less and it will slide through the hair amazing. It is 9:12. I have flown through everything almost, except for the steps of a perm. So we might be getting into the straightening side of this system as well. So before I get into the steps, the curls that I've been seeing on social media are going to volume perming. So just going in and perming just the root area. The partial perms, a lot of people are wanting beach waves. Those are going to be your bigger size perm rods, you know, solid inch and a half around, just to give those loose waves. I know there's all kinds of other ones, like a woven perm to give just a little bit of texture to the hair. I haven't done many of those. Going in and doing your spiral perms, spiral rods, those are coming back again. A lot of people who have are there any rods that you can't use using the perm solution? No, all the rods that we have are usable. You just have to remember that curl size is going to determine your outcome. I tend to size down, and I tend to use 2 different perm rods when I do a perm to give a more natural effect. If you're looking at someone with a natural curl, they generally don't have one solid ringlet all the way through, you know, one definitive curl, not like my hair is doing today. They have multiple curls interwoven within each other. Therefore, you know, when the hair is shorter, it tends to coil up and you have a lot of bounce back. But as the hair tends to get length, it tends to lay a little heavier. So you have to remember that if you have a client coming in with hair down to their armpit or the middle of their back and you're going to perm it with these big rods, that perm may not look like the picture if they're wanting something super curly. So you have to take that into mind as well. Steps. The steps of a Natulique perm. Seems like there's many, but it's really not. It can take you about 2.5 to 3 hours, just depending on how long the hair is and how proficient you are at wrapping your perms. You're going to want to take your client back and you're going to use the volume wash to clarify the hair. You need to make sure that that hair is squeaky clean, that you've removed all of the product buildup. If they are coming to you with heavier medication, you want to make sure that you have cleansed and cleaned that hair. Remember, no conditioner. You're going to put this on clean hair, towel dried. So you're going to go back to your chair. You're going to pick and discuss your rod size that you've hopefully done through your consultation with your client. And you're going to grab your rods or your the bendy ones, you know, whatever, the spiral perm rods, whatever ones you're going to use, you're going to want to select those. You're going to wrap your whole head with damp hair. So you want to make sure that the hair doesn't really dry, but you don't need it sopping wet. So you're going to go in and you're going to do that. You're then going to select your solution, whichever one it is that you need for your client. You're going to apply your solution. You're going to cap them and let them process for 20 minutes. I start my processing time as soon as I finish applying that last bit of solution. You want to make sure you get each rod saturated twice with your solution. So if you have to go get another bottle, go get another bottle. It's better to have a little bit of extra solution left over than it is to have a hair that has not been saturated all the way through. You need to make sure you get that solution all the way from the outside, all the way to that inside ends that are all the way down there. That's going to process for 20 minutes. When you finish that, you're going to take them to the shampoo bowl. You are not going to rinse them. You are going to apply the Curl Creator Neutralizer. And this is going to be mixed into a tint bottle, 1 part neutralizer to 3 parts lukewarm water. And then this is what I call my 5-5-5 deal. If some of you remember that from the 80s, you know, the pizza 5-5-5. So the neutralizer is going to process for 5 minutes. Then you are going to rinse for 5 minutes, solid. The more you rinse, the better the outcome. As we were taught in school, what are the key things to a perm? Rinse, rinse, rinse. So you're going to rinse that for 5 minutes, and then you're going to, I allow to air neutralize for 5 minutes. So I take a towel, I do a nice solid healthy blot all over the head, and then you are going to allow that to air neutralize for 5 minutes. While that's neutralizing, you can go get your stabilizer ready. Stabilizer is going to be mixed equal parts. 1 part stabilizer, 1 part lukewarm water, again in a tint bottle. And then you will apply this, and this will sit for 7 minutes. Once the stabilizer has processed for 7 minutes, then you're going to rinse for an additional 5 minutes. So again, a lot of rinsing. The temperature you want is a nice lukewarm, not too hot, not too cold, you know, below Goldilocks, and rinse for an additional 5 minutes. You're then going to remove the rods, and then you're just going to allow those curls to rest for 2 to 3 minutes. So while those are resting, you can take your perm papers off, start your little bit of cleanup there. Once those have rested, I like to do just a quick rinse with some water. Then I will go in and you will apply the Color Shield treatment, and that will actually sit for 20 minutes. So once you've applied the stabilizer, you have reconnected all those disulfide bonds. The hair is not going to have any change to it by adding your conditioner. What that's doing then, just like the post-treatment, post-color service, it's going to go in and it's going to lock in that cuticle even tighter. So it's going to bring the pH level back to a nice normal level. So that's going to sit on for 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, do a nice rinse out and take them back to your chair, and you can style as needed. You can blow out the client if you like, or you can diffuse them. You can send them out curly. If you've done the processes correctly, it's not going to hinder the hair to blow it out. afterwards. I like to recommend, I know Natulique says 48 hours before you wash. I tell my clients 48 to 72. You can go that 72. That's nice to add one more day. I don't mind if they get in the shower even the next day and they need to wet their hair because they woke up and they feel like they look like Don King, you know, kind of thing, because they slept a little crazy. But I don't mind if they go in and rinse their hair and add a little bit more of the Color Shield treatment to it to condition it, to get out of the shower, comb it out. But I always remind them, do not shampoo. You do not want to have any of the sulfates in shampoo to break down the hair on a fresh perm. So they need to go home with Color Shield shampoo and Color Shield treatment. And like I said, I don't mind them using the treatment post the next day or even the second day after when they go home, because I love certain movies. However, certain movies have said, oh, you can't get your hair wet after a perm. No, you can get your hair wet. What you can't do is shampoo your hair. So when Elle Woods, you know, was a little correct in that, you know, her hair got wet, but it wasn't because she got wet. It was because she washed her hair. That's why she lost her perm. So getting wet is okay. Adding conditioner is okay. When you get out, style your hair as you would like. If you want to blow it out, use your volume mousse with your curl define. If you want to go curly, you can gently towel scrunch your hair and you can go curly. You have all kinds of options with a perm. I have clients who have not had a perm for 10 years and they miss that texture. Yes, I highlight, but they miss that texture in their hair. So I had a client who came in and her perm turned out absolutely beautiful. And she's even coming in this week. It's been about 10 days since I've done her perm and she's coming in this week and we're going to highlight her. I always recommend perm first, highlight second. So you want to have about 10 to 14 days in between the services before you do it. I have had some clients who have had dark toned hair. Let's see. She was a level 5. So 4, 5, 6 clients, you know, anything under a 6, I always recommend perming first because the solution can actually lift out some of the color. So they could end up being about a shade lighter for a week to 10 days. So you want to make sure that you schedule them accordingly so that way they don't feel too uncomfortable in their color shift for too long of an extended period of time. Also, with those clients, make sure that if you're going to do an all over color, that through their mid shaft and ends, you actually only need to use a very low volume, even like a toner. You could use a 5 volume or a 10 or mix the two and get a nice little 8 volume, that you don't have to go in with a heavy high volume because their hair is already just a little bit compromised. Any chemical service can compromise, you know, the hair. So you want to make sure that you're not putting too high a volume on there and then going the opposite effect happening where you actually took them darker because their hair grabbed. So to keep that from happening, you want to make sure that you use just a little bit lower of a developer and it doesn't have to sit as long as well. One thing that I found interesting about the Natulique curl line is that the cysteine that is used in the solution to help open up the hair follicle is actually in quite a number of anti-hair loss and hair growth shampoos and conditioners. So that was quite interesting to me, that something that we are using here is also for anti-hair loss. Kind of a little thing that was there. Now, I haven't myself used the Natulique line as a straightening treatment, but it is actually can help to reduce frizz and relax the curl if you have someone who is very, very curly and they want to, you know, lose some of that. They feel like it's too strong or they're not getting the look that they're looking for. And the blow dryer, you know, they're tired of the blow dryer, round brush, flat iron. This is a system that can be used for that. I would love to get a client into the salon and let me test out that theory. So I did read over and watch that section on YouTube that Natulique put out their smoothing treatment. So what you would do is, again, pick your solution based on the condition and texture of the hair. They say they prefer when you pick your solution. It's texture. You look at the texture of a person, and then I don't know, I can't find it. Texture and then condition of the hair and what you're looking to get. So pick your solution. You're going to, after you've volume washed this client, you're going to take them back to your chair. You're going to part their hair into essentially almost a 9-section perm. You really want to get clear defined sections so you can make your application easy. You're going to apply with gloves to the hair. You're going to run it through with your hands. And then when you have finished applying to an entire section, then you will be combing the section. And you want to get this application on as quickly as possible. So if this application time takes you 4 minutes to get the whole head done, then you're only going to allow it to process for another 16 minutes. So they have said that you start your timer when you start applying the solution. And you're not going to over comb when you go to smooth and straighten out the hair. You want to comb just very gently all the way down, roots to ends, and you're going to allow it to sit in the manner to which you put it. They also recommend combing it back away from the head as to not create an intentional parting where someone may not part their hair. And then the rest of the system goes just as stated. When they're after the 20 minutes is up, you take them to the shampoo bowl, you apply the neutralizer as directed, 1 to 3. What type of comb? A nice fine tooth comb. They just use a generic comb in the video. If you're wanting to do more of a relaxed curl, I would probably suggest using more of a wide tooth comb. If you're wanting to really straighten out that curl, I would probably suggest more of a super fine tooth comb to really get that curl pulled tight or untight, pulled straight. After you take them to the shampoo bowl, you're going to apply their neutralizer with the tint bottle just as before. You're going to allow it to sit for 5 minutes. Again, then you're going to do your 5-5-5, let it process for 5, rinse for 5, air neutralize for 5. Go with your stabilizer. So everything else stays the same. It's a matter of applying the solution and combing through the hair. So I actually would like to get a client in the salon who wants to try it, you know, especially since it is paraben free, ammonia free, you know, no glycolate. It's got all the good stuff in it. Okay, we were able to go a little longer. I talk really, really fast, so I'm learning. I will slow down. Does anybody else have any questions? Risa had a question, and it was on Instagram, and she asked what type of comb when you're talking about using it as a smoothing system. And I can see where if you wanted, like I had said, if you wanted something that was a little looser, more just relaxing the waves slightly, you would use a wider tooth comb, maybe not a big wide tooth comb, but teeth that are separated out a little further, where if you wanted to really straighten out the hair, you would go in and use finer teeth. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Wait to reperm is what I got from someone.
Waiting to reperm is generally going to be the condition of the hair and what the curl pattern looks like in the hair. Most of my shorter haired clients, I would say, who are wearing it about my length, generally go about 4 to 6 months before reperming their hair. And then again, when you are getting ready to reperm the hair, you still need to have that talk with them, consultation, look over their hair. Because if you did a perm on them and they did not take home the products that you recommended, you may have to do some repair work before you can get into perming their hair. Exactly. Kelly just mentioned the bond builder. We have had a few people post in the Natulique stylist page, the professional page that we have, that we go in, and they have actually used the bond builder after a perm as the standalone treatment, and it has made the hair feel absolutely amazing, and I love that idea. I'm a little leery on adding the bond builder into the solution, as I don't think it's been tested in the laboratories yet with Natulique on how it would react with either of the solutions or how it would work, because I would assume you would put it in with the stabilizer. but not knowing how that has come from Natulique, I would more opt to do it as a standalone treatment. But it was also something you could do with them prior to coming into their service. So 10 days before they come in, if their hair is on the more compromised spectrum, you could do the bond builder to help build up their hair before they come in, do their perm, and then after their perm service, do the bond builder again to help build that hair back up. Anyone else? Not having fun. Any questions? Anybody have any experience with the Natulique Perms, like yourself, or something that you had happen that I might be able to help troubleshoot for you? Please let me know. I know perms are one of those things that are, some people feel outdated, but I don't feel that they're outdated if it can make someone's morning or life go a little bit easier. Or you get the client who, you know, she's struggling, you've given her an amazing haircut, but she may not be the best at styling that hair. And sometimes it may be just a nice body wave that then gets that client to have this amazing blowout because she was able to get some root at, or some lift at her root, and now she is able to have this fantastic blowout, and now she can show off your haircut you gave her. So sometimes things that you may think are outdated make a comeback. You know, perms are definitely one of those that I feel like has made a comeback, and I think it's going to stick around. There are 3 or 4 of us at Headcase that do perms. And I would say we probably average 1 perm a week, if not every other week. We do quite a lot of them. Kelly is nodding her head because she's constantly refilling our perm solutions in the salon. So we definitely do have a number of clients that come in, and I have clients that are not my clients on a normal basis, but will come to me for a perm and then go right back to their other stylists within Headcase to continue with their haircuts, with their colors, you know, all that that they do, that they see. Any other questions over there? Be done early. We can be done early. Okay. Well, it looks like we are going to be done early because this is my first Instagram and Zoom and YouTube live, and I just didn't have enough information. I gave you all that I had and all that I know for, you know, 21 years of doing perms that I absolutely love. Headcase. Oh, let's see. Ronnie's got one. If they get a perm 1 appointment and has a haircut scheduled on a different day, how far can you book a haircut after a perm? You can do a haircut the same day. If they do come in the next day or 2 days later, the 2 days later, you would be fine to wash that client. But if they come in the next day, just be mindful that they had a perm the day before and just clarify, your hair is curly today. Did you get a perm? Yes, I got a perm. Okay, so I'm only on day, you know, day 1, or I'm on day 2, so I can't wash until tomorrow, or I can't wash for a couple days. So just wet their hair down and then style them. Veronica and I have a lot of clients that we actually share that I perm and then she cuts. So we try to make sure that we can get them in on the same appointment, the same day, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So just being mindful of that, but you can take them back to the shampoo bowl. You can wet them down, apply the color shield treatment so you can comb through their hair and cut and style as usual. So that is it for me here at Headcase and Natulique, Texas. And I hope you enjoyed the information, and please feel free to reach out to us if you do have any questions that came up after this video ends. I'm happy to get back to you with any of my knowledge that I have. So have a fantastic Monday. If you'd like, you can also message me on Instagram at Erica Renee. You can message to Natulique, Texas and Headcase Hair Studio, and we would love to hear from you. And Sustainable Salons, thank you for hosting us today. Thank you so much. Bye. And, okay. End.